I'm Fadillah and you're watching KiniNews. All eyes were on the Dewan Rakyat sitting today, where Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim's majority was tested for the first time. And following a quick voice vote, it's now clear that Anwar will remain as Prime Minister. The Dewan Rakyat convened for the first time after the 15th general election today. The sitting today concluded with a confidence vote in Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim.
Ahli Muhammad yang bersetuju, kata bersetuju. Yang tidak, kata tidak. Lebih suara bersetuju. Usul disetujukan.
The motion of confidence passed with a voice vote only. There was no call for a block vote. This means Anwar stays as Prime Minister. Earlier, when debating the motion of confidence, PN's Arau MP Shahidan Kasim called on the coalition to skip the vote of confidence. He said government lawmakers should vote among themselves. He explained that the Yang di-Pertuan Agong had already appointed Anwar as Prime Minister and there was no longer any need to deliberate on the matter. He even argued that the vote of confidence may be in defiance of the King's decision. Anwar's confidence vote took place at the end of the sitting today. However, there was another vote at the very beginning, a vote to decide on the Speaker. This vote also went Anwar's way.
Majlis dengan itu mempersilakan Yang Berhormat Datuk Johari bin Abdul masuk ke Dewan.
PKR veteran and Anwar Ibrahim loyalist Johari Abdul has been elected as the Speaker of the Dewan Rakyat. The 67-year-old was elected following a secret ballot vote on the motion tabled by the Prime Minister. The House voted 147 in favor of Johari, while another 74 voted in favor of former Kangar MP Muhammad Radzi Sheikh Ahmad. With this election, Anwar now has a long-time ally in the powerful Dewan Rakyat Speaker's seat. Johari was formerly a National Civics Bureau Director and 3 times Sungai Petani MP. Johari does not hold any position in PKR. Both his attempts in 2018 and this year to be elected as the Sungai Petani PKR Division Chief were unsuccessful. Yesterday, Johari resigned as the Gurun Assemblyperson in a move widely seen as a prelude to his ascension as Speaker. The drama at Parliament wasn't exclusive to inside Dewan Rakyat. The situation outside the gates of Parliament was equally exciting, with pro-Najib demonstrators making an appearance. A group of NGOs have protested the imprisonment of former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak outside Parliament's gates. An NGO coalition dubbed Gabungan Gerakan Keadilan untuk Datuk Seri Najib is seeking a review and the declassification of MACC's investigation report against Court of Appeal Judge Muhammad Nazlan Muhammad Ghazali. More than 100 supporters were present, but only 10 were allowed to approach Parliament's gates. This is according to former UMNO Supreme Council member Luqman Nur Adam, who was among the crowd. They sought to hand a memorandum to Minister in the Prime Minister's Department in charge of Law and Institutional Reform, Azalina Othman. Reading their memorandum outside Parliament's gates, the coalition's spokesperson, Luqman, claimed that Nazlan had a conflict of interest when presiding over Najib's SRC international trial. He also claimed that Najib's conviction was planned. The supporters are seen holding up signs that read, "Free Najib" and "Justice for Bosco." Najib is serving 12 years in the Kajang prison after being convicted in the SRC international case. Najib also has to pay a 210 million ringgit fine. PN Youth's police report against the government is not the right move, according to Minister Fahmi Fadzil, because he says the focus now should be on helping Malaysians. Communications and Digital Minister Fahmi Fadzil expressed his disappointment over the police report lodged by the Perikatan Nasional Youth. PN Youth had made a report against the cooperation agreement between government party leaders. Fahmi said that their action was an affront and disrespect the decision of the Malay rulers for alleging that the agreement engineered by the government was an illegal pact. He said PN should remember that the unity government was established on the advice of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. He added that past in the previous administration has also shown such disloyal behavior towards His Majesty. Fahmi said this when met by Bernama at the 2022 World Cup final viewing program at Eco Park Sports Complex in Pantai Dalam, Kuala Lumpur last night. Fahmi further explained that the focus was not about holding important positions in the government, but aimed to bring stability, solve the people's problems and drive the country's economic growth. PN Youth Chief Ahmad Fadli Shari had lodged a police report about an illegal pact between ruling party leaders relating to the cooperation agreement that he claimed stifled and damaged democracy. Anwar went from opposition leader to prime minister, which means someone will need to fill the PKR leader's previous role in parliament. Now that task has been taken up by Hamzah Zainuddin. Opposition leader Hamzah Zainuddin has challenged Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim to sue a European news outlet. This is after it had published an article on the Premier's appointment by calling him a full-blown homosexual. Speaking in Dewan Rakyat today, Hamzah said this is a clear insult to Anwar and the latter must take legal action.
Dia menghina Yang Berhormat Perdana Menteri. Tindakan tegas harus kita ambil. Kerajaan bertanggungjawab untuk memaklumkan kepada seluruh dunia bahawa Yang Amat Berhormat Tambun sudah pun diberi pengampunan oleh Yang di-Pertuan Agong. Yang Amat Berhormat Tambun wajib mengambil tindakan terhadap agensi luar. Jangan hanya mengambil tindakan terhadap mereka dalam negara saja. Kita tidak mahu dilihat sebagai jaguh kampung semata-mata.
Hamzah added that Anwar had previously been convicted on the matter in reference to the Premier's previous conviction for sodomy, but he had since been pardoned by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. Meanwhile, an MP has questioned the legitimacy of 4 lawmakers who quit Sabah Bersatu. He even presented his proof to support his claim in Parliament. Beluran MP Ronald Kiandi read out a letter in Dewan Rakyat today sent by Sabah Bersatu to Muhyiddin Yassin before the general election. He said the letter informed the Bersatu president that the party will field 6 candidates under the Gabungan Rakyat Sabah logo. He added that the vote of confidence in Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim should be delayed until the 4's legitimacy as MPs are resolved first.
Ini perkara penting, Omar.
Betul, saya faham.
Usul hari ini adalah usul keabsahan.
Ya.
Vote of confidence.
Betul.
But you have 4 members here
Ya.
yang dipertikaikan legitimacy mereka.
InsyaAllah.
Sebab tu, saya cadangkan agar usul ini kita tangguh.
Betul.
21 hari supaya keabsahan mereka sebagai ahli Dewan ini dapat ditentukan. Kemudian kita adakan vote of confidence ini di Dewan ini.
Ronald said this is proof that the 4 GRS MPs in the government now are actually Bersatu candidates. The GRS 4 previously claimed that they had quietly quit Bersatu before the election by joining GRS. Ronald said the act was backdated and accused them of violating the anti-hopping law. The flood situation is worsening in Kelantan. Now floodwaters have even entered Hospital Tengku Anis in Pasir Puteh. Parts of Hospital Tengku Anis in Pasir Puteh, Kelantan, were flooded following heavy rain which has been ongoing since last night. Water started rising in the hospital compound last night and has entered parts of the emergency departments, pharmacy and wards. State Health Director Dr. Zaini Husin said water started entering the hospital at about 8:30 p.m. yesterday. He said hospital staff have carried electrical appliances like refrigerators and vaccine storage facilities to safety. Dr. Husin further explained that the hospital staff are also monitoring the situation to decide whether they need to move in patients to other hospitals. He added that patients who came to the hospital seeking care were redirected to other hospitals unless they were emergency cases. As of last night, more than 9,200 people have been evacuated to relief centers as floods swept Kelantan. Most flood victims are located in Pasir Mas, followed by Tanah Merah, Pasir Puteh, Kuala Krai, Machang, Kota Baru, Bachok, Tumpat and Jeli, according to government data. Meanwhile, more than 11,000 people have been evacuated in Terengganu. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.